Hey, guys, welcome back to the page in Dunawe Ngombe. This is another evening recording. I spent my entire Saturday, it's already Sunday morning. I spent my entire Saturday researching on fish farming because a gentleman asked me to do a video on fish farming. I am, of course, the headman of cattle. My name is Mitchell Mutumba Simata, the aka the Indunawe Ngombe. So let's touch on fish farming. I got some notes here. I wrote down some notes this evening. I wrote down some notes concerning the fish farming and how it's supposed to be done. So it says, essentially, fish farming is also known as pisciculture, the process of nurturing organisms that inhabit water in a commercial or either in a controlled or semi-controlled environment, so as to increase the productivity. Equipment you would need in fish farming is, of course, your pumps, your water pumps. The pumps are mostly used in pumping water in or out the ponds. You'd need to get a water testing equipment. Water testing equipment are provided in order to help in testing the water. These are used to see if the water is good for fish, for the fish. And then you need the net. The net is the third part. The net gathers all the fish species together for harvesting. Now we continue. Selecting a site. The first step in the process is selecting a good land area. This is in terms of size, soil quality, and source of water. Size. Select the land that is big enough. Take into consideration your future plans that will not limit you when it comes to expanding your business. Ensure that the land is large enough for you, large enough for your ponds. Size is important as it will help you grow and expand your business in the near future. Big enough will also mean enough amount of fish to farm with. Soil. Select a place with high quality soil. This is because the quality of the soil directly affects the quality and the quantity of the fish that you get. In fact, it is advisable you take the soil for testing to ensure that it is at least over 20% clay. Also check for the place that is relatively leveled. It is important to ensure that the place is not easily prone to floods. This will help in preventing dirty water from getting into the ponds. The soil should also have no or little rocks. Water. In farming fish, in raising fish, in rearing fish, a constant water supply is vital. In raising fish, a constant supply of water is vital. As a matter of fact, it cannot be stressed enough how important this is. Fish rearing with an unreliable water source is not only stressful, but also causes unhealthy fish, thus low productivity. Find a place where there is an uninterrupted source of clean water. Find a place near a river, a lake, a stream, or boreholes. It is recommended that your ponds should be about 0.7 meters deep, so that you can have a successful fish farm. Pond design and construction. There is no point constructing a pond with a poor design in an expertly selected area. The pool design is equally important. The design, however, depends on the type of species that you want to raise. Conversely, there are a few factors that must be considered, regardless of the species you want to raise. This include inflow and outflow. Ensure that water flows in and out constantly and in the right rate. If the outflow is too much, favorable algae are flushed out, which disadvantages the fish. On the other hand, where the water is retained far too long in the pond, it may result in oxygen depletion, which again leads to unhealthy fish. This is therefore important to it is therefore important to always monitor the level of water in the ponds. Confirm frequently to ensure that the inflow and outflow is well maintained. Good management. When constructing, the screen should be placed strategically, expertly to keep off predators, cover all the inlets and outlets properly to keep away insects and predators. Because you don't want to wake up one morning and find a crocodile in your fish pond. Good drainage. An ideal shape for a fish pond is about 0.02 meters for every 10 meters. This will help regulate the inflow and outflow rates, shape and size. Productivity tends to be higher in shallow ponds. However, it should not be too shallow. Ensure that the shallow end is approximately 50 centimeters, which is 0.5 meters deep. Spaces between the ponds. Imagine a pond which has no space in between. This makes it very challenging to feed the fish. It is also very difficult to harvest the fish or make any amendments that may require machinery help. Spaces should therefore be left in between to be used as feeder routes and a machine way if needed be. The path should be standard to avoid straining. So you do not want a path where you can't really walk past or you can't push probably an extra pump. Now you have to be able to maneuvering and fighting. So let's say you want to use tilapia. Let's say you've selected the tilapia fish breed, right? Tilapia farming. Tilapia is a freshwater fish that is very easy to keep. It grows and reproduces rapidly and does best in warm water. It takes approximately 2 years to mature sexually. Tilapia is easy to feed as they feed on plankton, algae, zooplankton, which refers to small animals or immature large animals. The versatile fish is lenient on an assortment of aquaculture due to the generous raising parameters. Tilapia is the ideal investment for you. In this type of fish, this is a picture of tilapia. This is the Kariba, like Lake Kariba tilapia. In this type of fish farming, we have different types of fish ponds, but earth ponds is the most preferred for most commercial farming. Like any other fish farming, tilapia fish farming also demands the same conditions and environment as other fish farming for better results. Ensure to check out for the availability of constant water supply. Favorable type of soil with the ability to hold water and a place that is leveled. For an effective tilapia fish pond, you need an optimum temperature range of about 25 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Also check for the place with sufficient sunlight to build your pond in that area where there's enough sunlight. This will facilitate growth of algae. E.g., tilapia multiplies so fast, which may, as a result, cause overpopulation, in turn cause food competition, resulting to stunted growth. This is controlled by use of predators, probably putting in a fish breed that eats other fish, or by manual sexing. Fingerlings, those are small fish. You can start your fish pond with some fingerlings. From a reputable dealer. It is well known that male fingerlings grow fast compared to females. You are then advised to have more males so that you can get better results. Recommendation: 5 fingerlings to ensure your fish crop is well restocked. Feeding the fish. Buying supplements will increase productivity. The population of the fish must, however, be limited to ensure that they do not compete for food. Fish, more especially tilapia, mostly feed on algae. Manufactured fish feeds or water insects. You can buy pellets that are either made of soy, maize, vegetable products, and rice. Provide proper care and feed for your fish will definitely make them gain weight rapidly and grow fast. You can also spur the growth of algae in the pond by simply adding some chicken droppings or fertilizer. They will grow rapidly, hence providing an additional source of food. Feeding is best at morning hours and afternoon. Make sure that you don't allow any uneaten food to remain in the fish pond for many hours. This is because it may become toxic. So don't leave any extra feed floating around the pond there. When purchasing the supplements, ensure you insist on the species that you are raising, since there are different supplements for different species. So in other words, insist that you buy supplements that are meant for the species of fish that you are raising. It wouldn't make sense you go buy, for example, Zambezi sea bream feeds for tilapia, because the sea bream is a predator while tilapia is a vegan. Control disease and pests. Let the fish pond remain clean always. To prevent entry of parasites and diseases. You can seek help and guidance from an aquaculture expert who can inform you what to use, when to treat your fish when your fish are sick. Harvesting the fish. This is done using either a net or you drain away all the water volume in cases where you are harvesting all the fish. It should be noted that different stage and weight. Fish are harvested at different stage and weight. For you to get maximum food and to provide quality fish to your customers, you should ensure that you are harvesting your fish in the right way at the right time. Capital to start your fish farming. The amount of money required to start this business depends mostly on the scale of the project. Starting this business may not be a bit challenging because there are different places where you can source your capital from, whether it's banks, agri-bank here in Namibia, or you have commercial banks. The other commercial banks you can get money for to start up a fish farm. I think agri-bank also gives a loan to start up a fish farm. Prepare a good business plan so that you can get good funding from the bank. Challenges and risks. So it says there is competition from fish fetched from rivers, lakes, and oceans. Needless to say, they are much cheaper than fish grown in a pond. So in other words, the fish collected from the river and sea, from the river, the lake, and sea would be cheaper than your fish that you are farming, because yours would have overhead costs, the amount of time you're spending to take care of them, the pumps, the machinery you need, the feeds you need. So sometimes that could affect your prices for your tilapia, for your Kariba tilapia here. I know the picture Moses said, but Mitchell, how do you know this is a tilapia? I also didn't know this. I thought it was just Zambezi bream when I saw it. But then I got some further information, which goes to say, did you know that the bream and the tilapia are actually two different species? They are very similar though, in both appearance and taste, and are all classified under one family, which is the cichlelids. The tilapia fish are chiefly plant or sediment feeders, where the bream tends to be predators. The bream eats small fish, crabs, prawns, and worms, and other small animals that depend on healthy river system to flourish. The young tilapian fish have darker eye spots at the base of the soft dorsal fin, called the tilapia spot. An adult bream usually has a series of clear spots at the egg spot on the anal fin. Tilapia have very low levels of mercury as they are fast-growing, lean and short-lived, with a primarily vegetarian diet, so do not accumulate mercury found in prey. The different type of breamfish. We have the rainbow bream, we have the green bream, we have the pink bream. I'll just show you guys some pictures there. I hope they're clear. Okay, there you go. That's the rainbow bream up there. That's the green bream, and this is the pink bream. Those are the three species of bream that you get. I think a lot of us eat the rainbow bream. You go on to say the tilapia. You have the Kariba tilapia, you have the three-spot tilapia, you have the Nile tilapia, you have the Benden tilapia. So I'm just going to show you some pictures of the different type of tilapias. As I said, that is the Kariba tilapia, that is the three-spot tilapia, that is the Nile tilapia, and this is the Benden tilapia. So they do look alike, they do taste the same, but they're actually two different breeds. One is a vegan, one is a carnivore, one is a meat eater, and one doesn't eat meat at all. So those are my 2 cents, gents, on fish farming. The gentleman that asked me about to make this video, I hope you find this video and it finds you well, and you actually get the information that you required, that I was able to share with you. As I said, I just a disclaimer at the end of this video, I have not farmed fish. The closest I've come to a fish farm is when I go buy fish at the open market in the Zambezi region, or buy fish buy frozen fish. I really haven't bred fish. Probably a business that I'll look into, in something that I'll look at in the future. But for now, guys, have yourself a very good night and enjoy the Sunday. So I salute you guys. Good night.